2024 regular town board meetings called to order at 7:05. Could you read the roll call, please, Crystal?
Councilman Jack Russo.
Here.
Councilman Gray.
Here.
Councilman Mora.
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito.
Present. Also present is our town attorney, Joella Parisi. Jim is still in the hospital, been in since February 14th. And he's probably going to be there quite a while, so we're not expecting him back anytime soon. Let's all pray for his speedy recovery. He is being transferred to a rehab center. So, okay, invocation.
Father God, we come before you tonight asking for your wisdom, knowledge, and discernment for those representing us to know your will for Princetown. We ask your peace and unity that only you can give. Thank you for working your will in our town. Bless those who represent us and their families. We pray, as your word says, blessed is the nation whose God is the Lord. We declare this for our town. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. We remain standing for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, department committee reports, highway. Plows dug up the roads up in Willow Run. They had a new guy plowing up there and he dug up a lot of the blacktop.
All right.
County's been up there,
Oh, they've been up there?
they haven't repaired the blacktop, we just did all that paving up there, and now it's all tore up. They had a new guy plowing apparently. They fixed the sides of the road where he dug up.
Did they go up there? You said they went up there?
Yeah, but they didn't patch the road. Half of the blacktop, I guess, is all messed up and chunks were left on everybody's lawn.
Well, Brookside, we gotta clean the ditch too. You know, and over up there. Well, we knew what had that, that was Dominic's place there.
Yeah, well, that's the guy who called, but he said that, they were,
Isn't this the guy next door, James?
yeah.
Yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah, that's me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. I met you up there. Yes, you were up there at Dominic, okay.
Yeah, so he's got
I
a,
think it's Dominic, so, all right, we gotta get a hold of the county. I don't know what their schedule is. It's supposed to rain again the rest of the week.
they did fix the gravel alongside the road, but they didn't,
Yeah, but they didn't dig the ditch.
They just pulled the blacktop off the lawns, but there's still, I mean, I don't know what this guy was thinking or what.
What was that, on
he did.
Brookside or?
It's everywhere. Like my next door neighbor's driveway, they took the whole bottom of his driveway right off, it's gone.
So
He threw it on his lawn.
he
All
said it
right.
was a new driver.
Well,
Frost didn't grow.
yeah, we got that problem all over.
We just repaved
I'm
those
plowing too, I'm plowing too. You can't pick the plate up fast enough.
We just repaved those roads up there too.
Well, a few years ago.
Yeah, a few years ago, we just
All right.
repaved them. Cost us a lot of money to repave them, so.
All right, I'll get all the route. All right, all we did, the tree fell down on Birchwood and we pushed it off the side of the road. And then we all went up and see Dominic up there. That ditch has gotta be cleaned for that water coming through from Brookside, by you. That's gotta be straightened out. I don't know what the county schedule is, but we'll find out. Okay. That's a highway report. We just pushed the tree off the road.
Okay, water report. March 2024, gallons pumped 1,747,100, maximum daily usage 175,400, minimum daily usage 26,000, daily average 56,400. We had the following water main breaks, leaks, 3/17/2024 on 1789 Duanesburg Road. Warner did the repairs that day. Issues work done 3/1/24 and 4/1/24. High winds and snow brought down trees across Settle Hill Tank. Carver cut and removed the trees. Lead and copper samples were dropped off Lead and copper samples were dropped off, picked up from residents for testing, general maintenance performed, respectively submitted. Rick Rohr, Commissioner Water. Any questions for the water? Doug? Ben? Okay. Code enforcement. Total permits 2, permits issued 2, permit inspection fees collected $538, building inspections 8, zoning review 1, fire inspection 0, final building inspection 0, certificate of occupancy compliance 0, bank deposit report $538, check to supervisor 00, checkbook balance as of April 9th, 2024, $2,570.99, working on planning and zoning as needed, working on permit final inspections as needed, reviewing plans as needed. Thomas Verini, building inspector. Any questions for him? He's in the other room. Ben? Nick?
No.
Okay. Okay, you're up then.
There was a dog bite incident on Birchwood, which was a dog that slipped his collar.
I didn't bite anybody.
It was you.
This time.
You slipped your collar again.
Yeah.
He slipped the collar, hopped over the fence, and attacked the neighbor's sheep. He was tagged for rabies. He had a rabies vaccine. He wasn't licensed, so I told him he's got to get a license, and I think he was here last week. He showed me the copy that he got. The other incident was on Reynolds Road, and that was a stray dog that a lady found. It was a pit bull. It was pretty emaciated. Took it down to the APF, and it was there for the 5-day holding period, and I don't know what the disposition is yet, but I think somebody dumped it out there. I think if it was somebody's dog, they would have been looking for it on social media, or at least called around, but there was nobody called about it. I posted it on the Facebook for Caparizzo's Pet Connection and got no replies, and plus our own Facebook page. So that was it.
Okay, thank you, Ben. Any questions, Ben? Yep, Doug? Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
We have anything from the judge?
Nothing from the court, nothing from the assessor.
Okay, buildings and grounds, there's really nothing to report. Everything's been working fine around here, thank God. State police building, no issues at the present time, other than they want a lot of things done over there again, which we won't be able to afford. Any questions? Crystal, you're up.
Okay, the final day to pay taxes in person will be
Did you
Tuesday.
speak, Crystal?
Oh yeah, sorry. Tuesday, April 30th, last day to pay taxes here in person at the town hall. Or if you postmark it by the 30th, if you're paying by mail, we can still accept it. After that, any unpaid bills will then be turned over to the county for further collection. The Princetown Environmental Advisory Committee is holding their annual Recycle Day on Saturday, April 27th from 8 a.m. to noon. Residents can recycle metal, water heaters, mowers, computers, and computer parts. We cannot accept any items that have Freon, such as air conditioners. Tires can be recycled for a cash fee per tire. There will also be a seedling giveaway to Princetown residents, first come, first serve. There's elderberry, Canaan fir, and rose of Sharon. The master gardeners from Cornell will not be here this year, that they have been in the past. I guess they had a conflicting event on that day. So that's all I have.
Question,
Yeah,
the televisions and that,
they don't take television, it's just computers.
you can take computers as regular scrap?
No,
No.
the GE Elephants come and they
Oh, okay, so there's.
refurbish
All right,
them, yeah.
all right, okay.
You want to get rid of TVs, they take them up in Johnstown.
They'll take them at Industrial Park too, in Scotia. You know,
He
You
called,
gonna be in on that or what?
he called me about
Yeah.
that, and I never called back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I told him I'll bring the truck here. Pedal don't wanna bring the dumpster or whatever, Tri-City Recycling, they wanna do the dumpster anymore.
They don't want to do it?
No, because they said it's not, they don't get enough. So I told him I'd bring the dump truck here, and we'll load the truck, that's all, and I'll bring it down and then give it the time, give them the money, whatever it is,
So you two guys are gonna handle it then?
obviously. Bring your tractor down?
Yeah,
All right,
he said 8 o'clock.
all right, whatever.
I haven't called him back,
I got his number. Okay.
I'll have it.
Okay. All right. Any other questions for Crystal?
No.
All right, thank you, Crystal.
No problem.
Public hearings, we have none. Resolutions, meeting minutes, hereby resolved, the meeting minutes of March 11th, 2024, regular town board meeting are approved or as amended. Discussion. Is there a motion?
We'll make-
Is there a second?
Second.
Crystal?
Councilman Jacusa?
Yes.
Councilman Gray? Councilman Mora?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. Approval of Allied Universal Contract. Be it resolved that the town board hereby authorizes the supervisor to execute a 3-year contract with Allied Universal for the provision of security services to the Princetown Town Hall. Do you want to explain that to us, Crystal, again?
Court.
For the court.
So it's the same company that we've been using for our court security, but we haven't had a contract with them since 2018. And when our insurance company, NYMER, came in, they were looking at our files and realized we didn't have any contract, and they said that that leaves the town liable if something were to happen while the court officer was here. It wasn't covered under their liability plan if we don't have a contract, so we had to get a contract in place. Michelle looked at it, she's okay with it, as long as Gerard's okay with it, so.
Okay.
Pardon?
No problem.
No problem.
Okay, all right. Okay. Any other questions?
No.
Is there a motion to accept?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Crystal?
Councilman Jacusa?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yeah,
Councilman Mora?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. General funds claims. It's hereby resolved the town board approves claims number 63 through 78 in the amount of $14,306.65. Discussion. Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
Is there a second?
Second.
Crystal?
Councilman Jacusa?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yeah.
Councilman Mora?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. Water funds claims. It's hereby resolved that the town board approves claims number 18 through 29 in the amount of $4,534.97. Discussion. Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
Is there a second?
Second.
Crystal?
Councilman Jacusa?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yeah.
Councilman Mora?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passes. Anthony Torrey is going to stay on for another couple of months. He asked me to, if we could reappoint him for another 2 months on the planning board. He called me today. He's got set to expire at the end of this month. So Crystal, could you?
So we actually did appoint him through the end of the year. He resigned. He wrote a resignation letter.
Yes.
So I don't know that you need to reappoint him if we already appointed him through the end of the year. He's just saying he's going to extend his resignation.
Do we need?
Sorry, I just thought of that.
He resigned after they appointed
We
him?
appointed him, he signed the book. The appointment, the resolution reads through 12/31/24.
And then
He just wrote a
resigned.
letter that said he's resigning as of April 30th, so he could probably just give us a new
And then
letter that
rescind it?
says his-
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
that-
it.
If
So
he
it's-
wants to amend his resignation,
Right.
that'd be fine.
Yeah.
But should they reappoint, like I said,
Yeah,
his
if he
appointment
amends-
is still
yeah,
active.
If he amends it.
Okay,
We should have a letter from him,
okay. And
saying
call
that he
for-
rescinded his resignation.
Or he's extending it.
Because-
Just amend it.
Yeah,
So we're going to need another resolution to do that?
Not if he amends it.
okay. I'll call him.
Okay.
Alright.
You want to call or you want me to
Yeah,
talk to him?
he usually comes in to sign things.
I've got to talk to him anyway, so I can,
It's up to you.
all right. Okay. privilege of the floor. At every scheduled town board meeting, the public shall have the right to address the town board during the course of the meeting referred to as privilege of the floor. Members of the public should restrict their comments to items of town business, although there are no official time constraints. Speakers should be considerate of others so that all interested members of the public have an opportunity to be heard. There shall be one portion of the meeting dedicated to privilege of the floor at each meeting. All remarks and questions shall be addressed to the board. No person shall enter into discussion with a person having the floor. Council members may address any comments during the portion of the meeting referred to as privileges of council member comments. Before we go into that, I won't have to read it again. We've got these, it has to be brought up. One of them is the accessory structures and uses, which Gerard has said that has to be amended.
I didn't say it has to be amended.
Well, it should be amended.
I didn't say that either.
What did you say?
It's whatever the board wants to do. It came up with a gentleman's issue, and some people didn't like the answer I gave, and I said, if you don't like the answer, you can look at changing the law, but I gave the answer based on the way the law was written. I don't have an opinion one way or the other, really, about whether it should change. It's up to the board.
Well, here's what they wrote over here. Did everybody read it?
Was that here? Is that in here? No.
There it is.
It's in your packet.
This is the supplemental
Accessory
regulation.
I didn't go past the balance sheet, okay. What is that, the
It's
end of
not,
it?
it's not in that packet, it's the one that, from the security company.
Yeah.
If you go towards the back of that,
Oh,
they're attached on there. And I think the one we're doing now is the supplementary regulations for setbacks ambiguity.
I mean, the summary is, if you want a non-attached accessory structure to be subject to setback requirements, like the carport that gentleman had,
yeah.
you would need to change the law as
The law doesn't cover that. Basically, you can have it up against the property line right now.
correct, a non-attached accessory
A
structure.
non-attached.
Not a building, a structure.
Right. Tent, or whatever, one of those carport things, all right?
Right.
There's no setback on that.
Doghouse.
Yeah. Really, it would cover that. Do we really need that?
Well, that's up to you guys.
No,
No.
we don't. It's crazy
He's
that
right,
we
it covers
have
a
this.
doghouse. Guy wants to put a doghouse 5 feet off his fence. He's gonna have to come and get a permit. No.
That covers the doghouse.
The whole thing is,
Yeah, cover any kind of accessory structure.
back in the day,
Depends
when
on
I
how you
built
live.
my garage, I only had to be 20 feet from my sister's property line.
Right.
That's where my garage is. I want to put an addition on the back of that.
Equal to it.
And I want to hook it to the garage that I got. But the property line goes this way, which it gets wider as you go back. But now it's 50 feet, because when I had to build my pole barn, they made me be 50 feet from my other property line. And that's crazy.
Right, technically you're farm though, aren't you?
Yeah, but I'm
Well,
just saying, they made me be
That's
50 feet.
Yeah, but that's an exemption, he's farm. Should be able to continue with that back, that's semantics on that. A normal person on a regular property, there's already setbacks in the law.
It's 50 feet now. And they made
On
me
commercial.
build my 50.
On commercial, it's 50 feet.
Yeah, not on,
On residential, it's not. What is it, 25?
25.
All right.
It was 20.
What is it,
Yeah,
well, whatever it
When I
is.
built my garage.
Well, that was then, Doug, it changed
So,
since then.
residential's 50, commercial's 25.
20.
Residential's 25.
No, residential is 50.
And what's commercial?
20.
Okay, I thought it was the other way, all right.
But
But an accessory structure is, like you said, it covers the doghouse.
I'd have to look at what the current definition of structure is, I don't have it with me.
But what I'm saying
It's not
is
building.
when,
You know,
No,
there's
it's
a
not
difference between
building.
building and a structure.
when I got the property from my parents, I divided it up, I got 3 different deeds, and I had to be 50 feet, and I own the property on the other side. That's when I built the.
When you built the pole barn.
Okay,
Well, you're 50, yeah, you were more than that, because you had it.
I owned all of it, but the thing is, I wanna put an attachment on my garage, and
Right.
it's 20 feet from the property line.
So what? So here it's
No,
All right, so you don't wanna do
And-
anything with this then? You don't wanna do anything?
No, I don't wanna do anything with that.
How about you then?
What's the setback for a fence on a residential
a
property?
fence,
Yeah,
on the
it'd
property.
be on the property line.
put that right on the property line, okay.
10 feet.
But what I'm trying to say
You wanna,
is that.
What is it?
I thought it was 10 feet for the fence.
Do you know?
I don't believe it's.
No, fence is, no, fence
Fence
is.
I have to
on
look
the
it up, but I
property
believe it's
line.
right on the property line.
It's on the
what do you
property.
wanna do then?
You can't prevent somebody from putting a doghouse right on their fence line. I don't know.
I don't think anybody have a problem with that.
I don't know what the proper resolution is. You also don't want people to encroach on your property because they can hook up right to it, but, I don't know what the right answer is.
They have to be
Well,
20.
if they're gonna build a house or something,
Yeah,
yeah,
but-
they relate to, you know,
For-
foundation and all that.
For a non-accessory structure, you don't.
No, because it's temporary, theoretically, it's temporary.
Or not significant.
Right.
Maybe not temporary.
It's
Considered
significant, yeah.
I don't know what the right answer is. I mean, how many complaints, we've had one, right? This is
Yeah,
stemming from one
Pretty
issue.
much.
And I don't think there was a neighbor complaint in that instance, was there?
No,
So, if there's no neighbor complaints, and it's only one issue,
I can't see changing the law.
there's, I don't know if there's anything to be resolved. And you know, if I wanna put a shed right, I'm like, yeah, why not?
You wouldn't put it right on the property line anyway. You put it at least 5 feet off, you know,
Right.
and that's not a permanent structure. I don't, whatever, I don't know. It's not like it's the city of Schenectady where the lots are this big, you know.
Yeah.
We usually got some land.
Okay, so you don't wanna do anything with it then?
No.
Leave it.
Yeah, I mean, if it was a repeating issue, and the town had gotten several complaints, yeah, maybe.
When we have row houses here, then it'll be an issue.
Okay. Move on to the next one then. Home occupancy. Did everybody read that? Or, home occupation, I mean.
Home occupation amended. Oh, okay. No.
Wasn't involved with
What is this, what we have now?
what caused this.
Well, some of it is over here is what, they wanna take out, all the highlighted areas over here.
Highlighted areas you wanna take out?
No,
There were-
I know, I forget. It had something.
This is the
This is
one
our
they
line now?
wanna take out, this has gotta come out, they said. This is, they
On
don't,
the property.
the building inspector doesn't wanna be a part of this over here, so it's not his job. They want this
This is
in
what
over
we
here.
have, this is what we have now?
Yes, this is over here, what they want is the application process. Okay, they want this in,
We have that already though. This is what we have already, all this.
Anything highlighted is the new stuff.
Define new.
So where, like, see where it says must be in an attached or non-attached accessory structure underneath number 1?
They added that in?
Yeah, so
We
the
don't have
original,
that now.
the original text is the stuff that's not highlighted.
Okay.
So anything that's highlighted, so like the parking and the building size is new, as is the application process and the unannounced inspections.
and number 7 over here under B, they want, that's supposed to come out.
We're gonna take that out. Who wants to do this?
Came from the, I think the planning board did some of this, am I correct, Jennifer? Looked at this?
Yes, we looked at it.
This is for home occupations, okay. So basically, they want everything inside, they don't want everything, they don't want people working off their front lawn, is what this means in a nutshell. So what kind of vehicles are you looking at for this person, driveway, no on-street parking, okay? No signs, okay?
To amend this, you're gonna have to amend the local law though. So you gotta have a public hearing.
We don't have to do this now, right? We should
Well, we
read
got a
this.
2-month moratorium on it that's left.
All right, so we gotta decide next month.
Correct.
All right, well, we
So-
need to read this over. And I don't think we need to hold everybody up to figure that out, because we gotta read this over and decide what we wanna do with it. We're not paying bills here, this is,
There's also a separate alternative just for the application process.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, there's not much here, we could probably discuss it now, there's not a lot of changes.
all right.
So, you know, underneath purpose, there's just some wording changes. They probably don't need too
Well, this came up because it was in a residential area that they're on Vernon Drive,
Yeah, the guy wanted to fix cars or something, right? Is that right?
and they wanted to do it outside too. That's why we put the moratorium on it.
All right.
Well, you can read it over again over here.
Well, I'm reading it now that you're making, we gotta do it now.
No, we don't have to do it now, you gotta have it
I don't
done
care.
for, you gotta have it done for next meeting, then we gotta put it up for a, public hearing, because you're gonna change the law. So,
So what was the concern with fixing cars at your property? Was
outside,
Well, there was really no rules on it. You could have 15 cars over there. There was no limit on it. This limits it to 3.
well, that's just commercial vehicles. That's being eliminated. There's, you know, there's one property up on Rhinex Corners, the guy has like 11 cars sitting in his driveway, I don't know. What, I don't,
He's probably, nobody's complaining, all right?
I see, okay.
He's not doing what the law says, but nobody's complaining about it, and that's how that goes. What I see in here, 3, or we already have the 3 then, that's not in the highlighted part.
It got crossed off.
Oh, that's a part you got crossed off, no more than 3 business vehicles are included. Why are we crossing that off? If this guy's doing that, he's gonna be able, he can't park in the street though, that's getting added, right? There are no on-street parking allowed. Customer client vehicles may be located on the property once you park it in your driveway. Okay, you know what the heck I gotta do? I mean, neighbors around me have 5, 6 vehicles in there, the kids are living with them and everything, all right, you know? There's a whole bunch of vehicles that are in the driveway. Nobody parks in the street because there's no parking on the street. Okay, what do you want to do, Ben?
I don't know.
You want to pass
I
this?
don't know what the concern was initially, I mean,
well, you can't pass
Well,
it
there-
now because it's a local law, you gotta have a public hearing on it, and then you gotta vote on it.
Okay, so what are
This
we
is part
doing
of the
here then?
local law, then we gotta wait till next meeting.
so the concern was working on them outside,
Yes,
like not in the garage?
not in the
Well,
garage.
this law says that everything's got to be inside.
Can I add some context?
What?
Can I add some context, or do you want me to wait for public?
No, please, can you add?
No, go ahead, add context.
The context of this was the idea that it's a residential zoned area, and he's trying to run a business, repairing cars. He has a business in Clifton Park. He wanted to bring the vehicles here to either sell them and/or fix them up and sell them from his house on Vernon Drive. So the concern was creating a business in a residential district. So the thing about how many cars was how many of his business-related cars would be in his property. Had nothing to do with who's living in the house and things like that.
Well, this basically eliminates it, where you can have cars all over his lawn.
As long as they're not his business vehicles and things he's using as a part of his business, he could have his own private vehicles, yes.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. But this crossed off part is no more than 3 business vehicles. Which means
Business.
that he can have all kinds of business vehicles there.
No, because I think there was other language in there that limited how many business-related vehicles could be on the property at all.
I don't see that.
No?
They crossed that off. It was, it
Okay.
said no more than 3 business vehicles.
That's out.
And now they're crossing that off.
Okay.
All right, okay, that,
I thought part of this is different than a little daycare.
no, exactly,
You know,
okay.
It's not like somebody's doing someone in their house or whatever.
No, this guy wants to open a garage at his house and they sell cars on the front lawn.
Yes. that's
So
right.
is that too much business for a
Yeah.
residential area?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah. And I'm all for business, but, I mean, come on. All right, I just went and looked at a
On
job.
a side road.
I hear you.
You said especially on a side road, I mean, you're gonna.
Yeah, you know,
You can have it, sure.
I don't know. I looked at a job yesterday on Day Road. The guy wants to build a garage there in that residential neighborhood. It's Day Road, it's like a development. And I looked at him, I says, your neighbor's okay with what you want to do? I says, you need to make this look like a house, this garage. He just wants to use it for storage though. It's not like he's gonna do this. Just, you know. He's not in a commercial zone. If he was in a commercial zone, like on Route 7 or whatever, God bless you.
Because this is different than like, you know, you're working on an antique car. You're fixing
Yeah,
up
exactly.
cars.
No. This guy wants to, you know, I don't know.
So what do you want to do? You want to,
I don't think we should
Put this
change
up.
any of it.
So I think the concern with that is then he could, what would that mean for him, for this homeowner?
I think it was on, was that 3 business vehicles in the code now or not in the code now?
It's in the code now,
No.
the limit.
So right now he's.
They're talking about eliminating
So
it.
now he's limited to 3 vehicles.
Now he's limited. Which is basically, he could do what he wants to do there. He just can't make a big splash out of it.
So how do you regulate that?
It's already regulated here, basically. Outside of, okay, they wanna, must be in an attached, let's see, occupations carried on wholly enclosed walls of the dwelling, it's already in there. It does not use more than 25% of the dwelling unit stores as business vehicles.
Seems like the big change here is eliminating the 3 business vehicles.
Yeah, why not
Really?
limit it to 3?
You don't want to have enough 20 vehicles on the property.
Yeah, why not limit it to 3?
Yeah, in that
3 for
neighborhood,
sale signs.
in that neighborhood, it should be limited, it's a residential, you know. Vernon Drive, it's a residential street. It's not Route 7.
Yeah.
Where you're gonna be next to Empire or whatever, I mean, you know, yeah, there's houses there and that, but you know, let's let the buyer beware. If you're gonna buy a house next to a you know, AV company, guess what? There'll be trucks going in and out all the time. And that's zone commercial. I don't know, I don't think it should be changed like that. There's already enough rules here for that kind of thing. He can still fix cars there, he just can't, you know, have them parked all over the freaking place.
So should we put the 3 back?
I think it's there now.
Well, it's there now, basically, we don't change anything. The only thing they wanted to change was, well, you unannounced inspections, all right, we don't need that. If he's gonna violate zoning, the code enforcement officer can go there and stop him.
I think we should look at this. This is in a residential area and you're gonna start having trouble with the neighbors there.
Well, it ain't even that, it's all
You're
over
gonna
like
You're gonna
that.
start having trouble with the neighbors here. When Jim was here, he lives on that road, he said the same thing. You're gonna have problems there with this. That is a residential street. It's not like it's on Route 7, or it's up in the hills over.
No, exactly.
Well, it's not a little daycare or.
No,
That's right.
exactly. You
This
know,
is why they.
it's not a
they
low
got
impact thing in a residential neighborhood.
This is what the changes they came up with. Doug Cole worked on this.
You agree?
I think we should.
We got enough restrictions here. And that's a wrong place to do what he wants to do.
You know, maybe I'm not understanding right, but the way it's written now is preventing him from doing it.
Yeah.
What do we need to change?
Nothing.
What's preventing him from doing
No
it?
more than 3 business vehicles.
No, honestly, no, he can do it there.
Up to
He can
3.
fix cars in his
Up to
garage
3
and get
vehicles.
3 vehicles. There's no reason to have more business than that
But this
there.
is making it wide open. If you take that out, you can have 100 vehicles.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like what you'd want to
No.
have.
Isn't there something about it has to be within the confines of a structure, though?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's what they want to add, must be an attached or not, no, it
That's
says
only
or
storage.
non-attached accessory
It's
structure.
just storage.
Well, I think the concept, and it may be that it is not worded correctly, was that getting rid of the 3 vehicles, it was only what would fit in the accessory structure.
Yeah, it doesn't read that way.
No, I don't read it that way. I mean,
It's saying
okay, I-
storage and in, but then it doesn't talk about where the work has to be done. At least
Yeah,
that's what I'm
exactly.
saying.
well, the storage of business vehicles and or commercial equipment must be in an attached, non-attached accessory structure.
I think, are you saying the 25%?
Yeah, but that don't mean nothing because he can build a friggin' pole barn there and put all he wants in it then.
But with that
Let's
25%,
say no visible evidence, well, that's already in there too.
I know. Occupations in employ. Honestly, it's restrictive enough. This is making it less restrictive.
Right.
well, it's making it more in the sense that it's saying it has to be within the confines of that structure. It can't be out.
For storage, I would agree with you, yeah. But if you can't have more than 3 vehicles.
2,500 square feet.
But the 3 vehicles could be anywhere on the property
Right, right.
without the addition that was put
Yeah,
in
but
there.
3 vehicles is not a big deal. No more than 3 business vehicles and or commercial equipment shall be visible anywhere on the property. I don't think you can get any more restrictive than that, and they're crossing that off, that's it already there. Inspection. Okay, what they're adding to this is that the building inspector can go there anytime he wants. He can do that anyway, it's code enforcement. If he drives by and they got 5 vehicles there, he can go and tell them, you gotta get out of here. That don't need to be added. I don't know. My
What do you want?
personal
Do you want
opinion,
to just leave it like it is?
my personal opinion is leave it like it is, but
Okay.
you guys can do what you
What about
want.
you, John?
I mean, the no on-street parking is probably a good idea. In number 3.
Well, technically, there's only 3 vehicles. That's gonna kind of confine it.
Yeah, but I guess at this point, you can find them up on the road.
Where did they go? Somebody parked on the road. And I says, why are they here? It was in this town too,
Can you,
but it's
Can
temporary,
you-
it's somebody visiting.
can
They
you
come-
even write anything? That's a county road, right? Or is that?
No, it's town road. Vernon's town.
I mean, and I think you'd have to look at state law as far as with you regulating parking on roads.
Well, they can
I
technically
It's
park.
like vehicle traffic law.
Can I ask a question? I'm confused by the term commercial vehicle, because if he's working on it, it's not a business vehicle.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? It's, each vehicle is gonna be registered to somebody else, so why would you consider that a commercial vehicle? It's not a business that has a name on the side of it that he's working on the vehicles. So I think that needs to be separated, doesn't it? The term commercial vehicle?
Well, that's in there
Because they're
now.
not
No
his
more than
vehicles,
3
they're somebody
business
else's.
vehicles
What's a business?
and or
vehicle?
commercial equipment. That's in there though. No
What-
more
what
than
is a
3
business vehicle?
business
What
vehicles.
is a business vehicle, exactly?
Well, because if you're, all right, no more than 3, okay.
He's working on
Electrician-
customer cars.
Electrician comes to mind on that. They got their vans and that.
Right. But this is a guy trying to run a business, correct?
Yeah.
So the
Yeah,
vehicles
that's
aren't
true.
even gonna be registered in
So
his
it's
name, so it's not a commercial vehicle.
Visible anywhere in the
Right,
property.
am I wrong or-
No, you're right.
Yeah. They might not even have plates on them.
I wonder if
I
it's-
wanna know, because I got 7 vehicles and I want them to leave me alone. They're all in my name.
If it's a,
Well, it's anyway,
if you're repairing somebody's car, it's considered a business vehicle, I guess, if you wanna stretch it. Because it's not your vehicle.
Indoors, I guess, but what
It's
about
for your
a-
business.
a vegetable stand?
Your business is working on it, it's not a commercial vehicle though.
All right,
No,
okay. Let's
what,
move
table
on.
it?
Yeah, you guys don't wanna.
You wanna be here all night?
No? Hey, I've done all-nighters before, negotiated contracts, started at 9 in the morning, went till 9 the next morning. You guys wanna stay here till 9 o'clock tomorrow morning? We can stay here and talk about this. I know Doug has done all-nighters. We can stay here all night. Doesn't bother me one bit.
All right.
You wanna stay here all night? I'll stay here, okay.
Nothing with this, all right.
So we'll talk about it next
Let's
month.
go to privilege of the floor before they start shooting at us, okay?
Okay.
Let
Privilege
these
of the
people
floor.
talk of what they came here for.
These are pictures that we passed around, they will be back later. Relative to the issue. Hello, I'm Andrew Tenney, and my wife Gloria Tenney. We're residents on 577 Kelly Station Road. And in June, in the spring of 2021, the county approached me about putting a new culvert in at the end of my driveway before they repaved Kelly Station Road. And no temporary. And they installed a new culvert. This was all done in one day. They put a new culvert in, but it's the smallest culvert on Kelly Station Road. And I have constantly had problems. Twice I've had it completely washed out. And I'm still negotiating with them as to a fix, so that, a final fix, so that I don't continue to have problems with this. I've since been, I wrote this letter March 1st, which I've sent to the town representatives as well as the county, and I did not get any response on it. March 20th, I called the county, and they referred me to here we go. Josh Hawley is the gentleman that came to my house concerning it, and we discussed the issue. And he talked about putting in a new catch basin and new culvert under the road to the other side of the east side of the road, so it can dump into the crusher or into the rubble pile there. Since then, nothing is obviously because the change of season, they haven't started yet. But I called him this morning and left a message on his phone to ask, just simply to ask him to respond to me as to what's gonna be done, if something's gonna be done, or when they're gonna do it, or what's going on. He hasn't even answered the phone call yet, so I don't know. But that's the reason I'm here. I would like to have it on record that we've had this issue since 21, and it's still going on. My driveway's washed out twice, and at the end of this week, it's gonna start raining again. And are we gonna get enough rain to wash it out again? Or what do I do, how do I deal with it from there? And when are we gonna get this resolved? And I'd like to thank you in advance. This driveway is the only access I have to my home. So there's not another place where I could, the contour of the property, there's no place else I could put a driveway in. This is my only driveway. And in 22, when it washed out, I had to park my car in my neighbor's driveway and walk home. And if it washes out again, we'll be in the same situation. And like I said, at the end of this week, it's gonna start raining again. It is springtime, so we didn't expect rain. And I would hope that the county would do something to resolve this issue.
Did they give you a time frame?
No, they have given me nothing. In fact, like I said, I called him this morning,
Yeah, I know.
to find out if it's even in the plan.
And what?
No answer. He hasn't called me back. So I don't know what's going on.
I'll have Ralph call and let's see what their time frame
His
is.
name is Jack Haley. I have his phone number home, but it's 381 phone number. He's in town hall, or in the county shop garage. I've been dealing with Buddy DePace previously. And this letter I wrote to Paul Sheldon and Buddy DePace. And I don't know, it seems like I'm beating my head against the wall. They don't even respond back to me, they have received the letter, let alone that they're gonna do anything about it, I think. And that's what's got me so frustrated this moment in time. And the reasons I have all those pictures are, that's the situation I ran into. And if they don't do something, this time of year, it's going to be raining, and it's going to get raining worse. I don't know how much we're gonna get, near to you. But it could be a surprise to all of us. So I certainly appreciate any effort you have to give me. Obviously, with this letter, neither my wife or I are letter writers, or good at typing, but we muscled something through. And I would appreciate any help we can receive. Thank you.
Yeah, I know.
Did you want these pictures back?
Yes, please.
Yeah. All right, we'll call Tool and see if they got a time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any others?
I don't know if you want me to address the situation.
Go ahead.
So we had a situation with the plow up on Willow Run. We've had, Nick has been up there to see other problems that we're having. I don't know who they're sending up there to do the work, but they're crushing the culvert pipes up there, which is not allowing the water to run and drain. I was away for Easter. When I came home, they had somebody new plowing up there. And as Lou had mentioned earlier, within the last several years, we had Willow Run repaved up there, and I don't know what this guy did or if he's ever run a plow before, but he literally peeled back sections of that new blacktop, and it's just destroyed up there. People are gonna be popping tires on it. My neighbor's driveway, the end of his driveway was completely gone. It was like a 3-foot section, 3 foot wide, the whole length of his driveway peeled away, and it's just throwing everybody's lawn. So in their defense, I did call them yesterday. They did return my call late yesterday. They did send a crew up there and they raked the blacktop up, but I wanna make sure that it's on the record that damage was done up there and that we don't just want the blacktop raked off of our lawns. We'd like somebody to come back up there with topsoil and do some repairs, because a lot of the blacktop that was just replaced is gone. It's destroyed up there, so. And there's at least 7 properties that were affected by it, so, thank you.
Spent a lot of money up there.
Yeah, I know you did.
And was it just happened the last storm?
Yeah, it did.
All right, because I was out there, Ross. I know. We pulled those in the blacktop right off.
Okay, any others? Privilege of the floor? We'll come up and take a look at that and get a hold of the county,
Yeah.
see what they can do over there. Any other privilege of the floor? Okay, we'll close privilege of the floor up at 7:55. Okay, a couple other things here before we're gonna have to go into executive session to discuss a lease with the state police building. So, then, we've been meeting with the committee on solar. We've got, I guess it's just about complete. The question is, we've got a couple choices here we have to make. Do we want to meet with the committee? That's option number one, and they can explain what they've been working on. There's just dissension amongst the committee. Two people want to lessen the restrictions, and three want to create more restrictions.
Well, it's a little more nuanced than that. There's some things we universally agreed on, and there's, you know, a handful of things that we have a different opinion on, but a lot of it we have, you know, a similar point of view.
The question is, do you want to hold a special workshop meeting with the town board and it'll be a public meeting. There won't be any privilege of the floor with the committee to discuss any changes you want to make. That'd be the first option. The second option is, if you want to keep it the same, keep ours the same. And then we do nothing with it, and the local law stays in effect. That's the second option. So, do you want it, the question is, let me finish. The question is, do you want to have a workshop? It's not going to be on the same night as the town board meeting. Do you want to have a workshop to do this and have the committee there to explain their views? And that's the way we'll do it. If you don't want to, if you don't have any intentions of changing the law, there's no sense in having a workshop. But we did appoint a committee. We spent, let's see, I signed a check for almost $1,700 today, $660 for the attorney, so that's what, $2,200 we spent on the attorney for 2 meetings.
Wasn't me.
I know, it wasn't you. $2,200 so far, plus we had to pay our engineer to be there. So, the question is, Ben, do you want to have a workshop meeting?
It's up to you guys.
Well, if you're on the town board, you gotta give me an
But I
answer,
was
yes or no.
involved with the solar committee.
Okay, well, do you want to have one?
Yeah. Let's hear what they gotta say.
Okay, so when you want to do
I'm
it?
sure it can be tweaked. It's,
Yeah, well, so I'll give you an example, and this, there's that project going in up on Rhinex Corners, okay? Half of it's on the Rotterdam side, half of it's gonna be on the Princetown side, give or take a little bit. It's my understanding, and this could probably change, but the setbacks are different on the Rotterdam side than on our side, because our local laws are a little different. And they do consider your local laws when they go through the state process, which is why, way back when, I said we ought to strengthen the law a little bit. Because there's a lot of frustration with solar. And I stand by the fact that if you could hide it, people would be much more receptive, which is what we talked about a lot at our solar meetings.
And you know, you say that there was 40 people signed a petition. Everybody's got to remember that the landowners have rights too. And you can go to somebody and you can say to them, do you like renewable energies to save the climate? And do you believe that solar and wind should be, this is a way to go to save the climate and to make, get off of fossil fuels? Oh, yes, everybody will say yes. And then ask them, would you like solar and wind next to your property? Oh, no. So it all depends on how you ask people.
Absolutely.
It all depends on how you ask people. The state does this on all their propositions that they put up to get the right answer that they want.
They word it specifically to.
That's right. So
Yes.
property owners, as Jack has said many times, they've got rights too.
Right, but we do zoning in order to protect the community as a whole, which is why we're sitting here discussing this guy having a repair shop at his house. It isn't 100% property rights or 0% property rights. There's a middle ground that we're supposed to work towards. So if I get property rights, but on the same token, we do have zoning restrictions in place for the community as a whole. Which is why we're talking about home occupation and accessory structures and why we have several pages of zoning laws. It's not a free-for-all. There still has to be some restrictions in place. And solar, right or wrong, is a very contentious topic. We have a responsibility as a town to do what's best for the community as a whole. This isn't preventing people from putting solar on their property. It's making it so that, hopefully, the community as a whole would be better protected and more supportive of solar coming because it's coming. We can only do so much as a municipality, but we shouldn't throw in the towel simply because the state wants to do this. I don't think that's right.
Well, you know what's gonna happen anyway. They're calling it a utility now. You're not gonna have anything to say about
Yeah,
this.
but in the meantime, we do what we can, you know? And these things are being challenged. They work their way through the court process. Having it so that the state can control your local zoning regulations, I think technically is a violation of home rule. We're supposed to be able to create zoning that we think is best for
I
Princeton.
know you're right.
Right, so you don't give up the fight. You don't just throw in the towel because bureaucrats in Albany tell you this is the way
Let's
it's
get
going to
something
be.
straight about this. I think this is the biggest scam that has ever been put on the state of New York and its government with the solar unit. I've said this before. It's the biggest scam. I met with these people with Rotterdam over here not too long ago, 2 weeks ago. All right? Is what these people do, that's all they do, is they go to a small town. You can pick the town. And these two people that came up with this in Rotterdam, and now it's going into Princetown because of Rotterdam's lack of dealing with this. They had no intentions, and they even said that to me, they had no intentions of coming into Princetown. Zero. Until this went on and they had to get it up to 20 megawatts. Now, anybody can say anything they want about it, but I was there and I asked a question. I also asked a question of these people, who owns this company that you, oh, we do, the two people. I said, how many employees you got? 2 people. We sold it to a bigger company. They come up with these ideas, let's call ourselves ABC Renewable Energy. And they go to a town, a small town, pick the town, North Creek, New York, and they say, well, we got a project. We want to put in solar. They sell the idea that way, then they sell it to a bigger company. This is the biggest scam I've ever seen. And none of your politicians, none of you on either side of the aisle is saying anything about it because they don't want to be involved in saying, oh, we can't stop it, renewable energy. This is a big scam, and I'm totally convinced of it. They told us over here about this solar, and I fell for it. I wasn't the supervisor at the time, but I fell for it too. Oh, this is gonna save the town money on your electric bills. Oh, some months, we're gonna be writing you a check. Some months, we're still waiting for that
How'd
first
that work
check.
out?
Never happened.
We're still waiting for that first check. I just found a check for National Grid today. How much was it, Crystal? $380 or something? And we still gotta pay the solar company another 100 and some bucks. This is the biggest scam. But I'm telling you something right now, you're not gonna stop it. And Doug Cole is working on a project. They already told him, we're not gonna go with your setbacks. We're gonna do what we wanna do. Okay? That's what he told me today. He says, we're not gonna pay attention to whatever setbacks you want, because we're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, but okay.
So, we can change all of these, we can change these rules and try to make them restrict, and what are we gonna do? If they hooked up to that grid, which somebody's claiming that they did, we can't find out yet, we're gonna meet with them again. If they hooked up to the grid, what are we gonna do?
Right, so I appreciate
They don't need a CO.
I appreciate the sentiment, but action speaks louder than words. We can sit here and rant and rave and yell as much as we want about how solar is a scam. That's not making a divisive action. What is tweaking our solar law to do what's best for the town. There's no point in sitting here for 30 minutes and ranting about solar. That doesn't accomplish anything. Let us accomplish something. Like, I get your feelings and I agree with you, but at the end of the day, we can do what we can in the confines of our zoning laws to protect this town.
Well, you got different people that want, on this committee, that wanna make it, less, and Jack is sitting here, and I'll ask Jack, you've got a different opinion on that. You and Paul have a different opinion on it. You believe in more leniency in this, so that the property owners have more rights. Am I correct?
Correct.
That's your,
One of
3 people want it the other way.
Farmer can, or a property owner can have an income for 30 years.
And we have the final say on it, don't we?
Yes,
Well, we should at least listen to it.
that's what I said. We'll listen to it. Do you want it? That's what I asked.
Said, let's have
You
it.
wanna listen to it? What day you wanna do it? We gotta post
When
it
you
for,
get all done, the
Go on.
state of New York is gonna do what they wanna do, and you can do all the laws you want.
Yeah, I know, but we
I
can
get
at
that,
least, we
but
can at least
Doug,
make the townspeople
how long
happy
have you-
if we put an effort in. How's that sound?
Belly up inside the-
Politics
We're gonna deal
changes.
with it.
Look in the course of your entire life, the different paths that this state has taken over the last 60 to 70 years. You don't know what the future holds. There's no point in throwing in the towel and saying, you know what,
No, I know.
New York State wants to do this, so do whatever you want.
do you really think that this state is gonna change from blue to red?
What'd you think?
Yeah, you ain't gonna see it in your lifetime.
No, I know.
Well,
Well, yeah, if they
I
make it a,
got 48 acres.
You gotta split from the city first.
Golf
if
course.
they make it a
That's the
public
first step.
road,
They want the
Get
whole
rid of New
thing,
York
they
City,
send
yeah.
me stuff,
You know,
they're
we
giving
know
me
that.
3,000 an acre.
Right.
I can't say,
I don't
I
want
can't
it.
say what all of us with an excavator said to each other, okay, but.
You do the best you can. Yeah, it
New
might
York
not
City.
work, and solar may proliferate the whole town, but you do the best you can, and then at least you can say, we did what we could do to protect the town.
Yes, okay.
There's no point, I mean, what's the point of having any laws then, if you're just
Well,
gonna
you
say
got
New
two,
York State?
you got dissenting votes on this that,
Listen,
Jack and
It's
Paul
up to
think.
us to decide.
That's right, but you
Well,
want.
I wanna hear what they had to say.
Okay, well, let's have.
even with dissenting votes, I mean, it would be a little hypocritical to go on so much about how this is a scam and then do nothing about it.
Right.
You know, you
Let's
gotta
hear-
have your words
let's hear what
match
they
the
gotta say.
actions.
Okay,
We can tweak the law.
I can't do it the week of the 23rd, 22nd.
Well, there's no rush on it. We got, what the
We got 2
moratorium.
months.
That's right. And it's not
If
gonna
you're
be a
gonna
town
change the
board
law, you
meeting, so-
got 2 months, you gotta have a public hearing to change the law.
Or we can extend the moratorium a little bit,
Yes,
like you did
right.
with home occupation.
Right. All right, so, what's good? May?
Well, you gotta post it for 10 days, right, Crystal? It's gotta be posted for 10 days. So we can't do it next week.
What is it, April? The next board meeting is.
So we
all right.
can do it, what's 10 days from today? What would that fall? Crystal, you got your-
Friday the 19th.
What is it?
It would be Friday the 19th.
Oh, that ain't no good. You want,
I can't.
you're not doing it Friday? You can do it on Monday or Tuesday.
The following week.
Well, then do it the week after. There's no rush on it.
Mondays worked for the committee, so I would try to do a Monday if you want to make sure all committee members could be
Which
there.
Monday?
But you need at least 10 days.
About Monday the 29th.
I could do Tuesday the 23rd and Tuesday the 30th.
You said you can't do the 22nd.
I can't do that week.
That's why I said May.
Monday, May 6th?
Fine with me.
It's fine. Okay?
Or
It'll
7
still be the
o'clock?
week before the meeting.
6 o'clock or
so-
7
Yeah.
o'clock?
We did 7.
Well,
Well, what time do you guys, what is that?
We bet at 7, but if you can meet earlier, then.
Yeah, we can do it 6 o'clock.
6 is fine. All right.
What's the date?
Monday, May 6th.
Just call me or remind me.
Guess he does it anyway, but online. Monday, May.
I told you
Which I
today
see
we
you
had
about.
town board meeting, you didn't know.
Yeah, shut up. Monday, May 6th, at 6. Right? Is that what we got? Okay. Good.
I suggest everybody should be calling out their state representatives and telling you don't want this. Maybe get up,
That ain't gonna happen.
get a bunch of people like we did with the police when we went down to the Capitol, right, Jack? We had our signs all made up, we went down to the Capitol, had buses from Wade Tours. How many buses did we have?
2.
And we went down there, buses were full, everybody drove down there, and we flooded the Capitol on a Saturday,
And demonstrated against what?
telling them it's supporting the police departments.
And what came out of,
Well, that's different. A whole bunch of other people do that too.
Well, if there's enough people that are opposed to solar, get it going. We can have buses out here. I'll go.
Nobody's gonna admit they're opposed to solar, okay? Except us.
And we'll go down there and
What does it do to hazardous waste when it comes to the backdrop?
What
Yeah,
do they do with the solar panels?
The hazardous waste.
in 20 years, we'll find out.
Did you see that hailstorm? Did you see the hailstorm that went through Texas? Took out like 1,000 acres of solar panels.
these bonds that we got. Every
I worked on the
five-
one out in Fonda for 4 months, it's
You know what
all
the bond is?
bullshit.
After 30 years, these solar companies are out and gone, they're just gonna leave it there.
No kidding.
That's why I think we ought to do something. They fail in the end,
Solar
but
panels out.
That's what they want,
Do the
everyone,
best
put
you
their
can.
tail between their legs and
Yeah.
not
Right.
fight. You can't do that,
it's crazy.
you can't do that.
No, I
This
agree.
this is just insanity, what they're doing.
I know.
A solar attorney told me that, when we first crafted the law. We're gonna have solar junkyards in 30 years.
Hey, I'll be here, I'll scrap them.
They're gonna ship it all to
You think you're gonna be here in 30 years too?
I'm gonna fight to be here, I don't know, no, probably not. My grandson will be here though.
Where are you gonna get rid of them? Come over to my house and
All right.
get them?
Yeah, dig a hole
So,
right
we're
out.
going to executive session.
You gotta do council
Yeah.
concerns for everybody.
Oh, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh,
So I heard National Grid and NYSERDA said the 160 project is online. I thought
Somebody's claiming it is.
It is,
That they,
it's online.
they're tracking the sun every day.
I thought we had to sign off on that.
no, we don't. No, we don't. It's a utility. They can, and what are we gonna do about it if they just hook up to it? They don't need a CO.
Okay, so they don't need a CO.
No.
Okay. My understanding too is
They
that,
don't, they'll tell us over here if they're gonna do it. They said they were gonna plant the trees and do all of that they're claiming they're gonna do. And if they're hooked up to it,
so when do we start to get the post agreement fee?
if they're hooked up to it, we're supposed to be getting it now. I don't know if we're hooked up to it. Somebody's claiming that we're hooked up to it. We can't find out for sure. Doug Cole's been looking into it and been calling people and emailing, and there's no direct answer to him. That's why we're gonna meet with them. They claim that they're gonna be all done very shortly, and the trees are gonna be planted.
These little trees, baby trees.
They have been planting trees,
Yeah. Have they died yet?
not this patch.
Okay.
That's what they claim, so we're gonna be talking with them again.
horns, we're writing that in the law, we want horns on every fifth one.
I'm fine with that.
Well, it'll look like cows.
We talked about that at the meeting, making it look a little more natural. So,
Hey, that's what I saw when I come down 160, I looked at it all, I went like this and like this, I says, well, I said, they look just like Black Angus cows, except they don't have horns.
I'm fine with that.
Down I-88.
Anything else?
Aesthetically, you know.
Part of that project on Rhinex Corners too, is I heard part of the reason they came into Princetown, you know, maybe moratoriums is part of it, but also that there's a lot of wetlands up there. There's only so much they could do on the Rotterdam side.
Yeah, that's why they had 16 megawatts or 15, whatever the hell it was.
Yeah. So
It
I
was
think
always
it's,
a 20 megawatt project ever since the beginning. It was always 20 megawatts.
yeah, I think the initial application was 20, but either way, I think part of the reason they came into Princetown is there was just land that couldn't be.
Oh, by the way, now that you
Couldn't be
mention it,
developed,
they
yeah.
said that they wanted to have a hearing and have it over to the Pattersonville Fire Department. I am not in favor of that at all. Rotterdam can do whatever they want and meet and do that. We're not a part of Princetown. If they want to come here and present that to the town board here, we have a town hall, let them come in here and present it to us. I'm not in anything to work with Rotterdam and try to do this as a joint thing. They got their problems, but they want to come and speak with us, let them come here and talk to us.
About the solar company?
Yes,
So that was sent out to everybody within a mile. That is a community outreach. That's not really a government
they said
thing.
that they wanted to do it with both town boards there. I'm not in favor of that one bit.
Well, so we didn't receive anything as a town.
No, they
That
just
so
told us that's what they want to do.
This meeting is like an open forum for people that live in that area that can go and ask these developers questions. It's not a government thing. This is a
That's,
resident.
well, they called it a
outreach.
public hearing. It's not a public
It's a
hearing.
community outreach.
Yeah,
and
it's community outreach.
You know, if
It's
they
already
want to do that, but they want
It's
to come
already
to us
scheduled
over
and it's
here,
required
let them
by the
come to
state.
us.
And it's at Rotterdam
It's a state
Junction
regulation.
Firehouse.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's not at Pattersonville, it's a different
okay.
firehouse, right?
It's at Rotterdam Junction, 5 to 7 on April 17th.
And because this is a shared project, you're gonna have to work with Rotterdam. We
I'm
get,
not, I am not going to work with Rotterdam.
Lou, we
Now,
get,
you can do what you want with it. My suggestion is let Rotterdam do what they want to do. They're not a part of Princetown.
Right,
Princetown has our own rules and regulations, not Rotterdam.
Okay.
I don't want to work with Rotterdam. They got enough problems over there
So-
without us being with them.
both towns have to split $20,000. Doug talked about this, where if you have an issue with something you have done, that money can be used to contest an issue. You're going to have to work with them.
No,
That
I'm
money's
not.
gonna
I
be
don't think we
split.
should work with them at all.
You're gonna have to.
They've got their laws that they're working on. You got yours, what you're working on. There's no reason to be involved with them.
Yeah, we
They got their own problems. They created that problem.
The thing is, though, you've got a project that's split between two municipalities. You have to work with them. You don't have a
Well,
No, we
No, we
don't.
don't.
We got our rules.
no,
They're not gonna have the same
I'll tell you
rules
right
you
now.
have.
No, because McConney's Food Service wanted to build a warehouse here, and this town can't. And Rotterdam had nothing to say. We didn't work with Rotterdam on
Right, but
it.
this project's coming through the state, like, you're gonna be forced to interact somehow. Like I said, there's money that's distributed that can be used to challenge things. I don't know how the split's gonna be, but, you know.
Where's that money coming from?
They don't do
The
host
developer.
agreement. They do in lieu of taxes. We got a host agreement.
Right.
So it'll have to be based on the megawatts that are in Princetown. That's the way it's gonna have to be set up.
There's gonna be a little more nuance to it than just, you know,
Well,
it's
that's
sharing.
your opinion. That's not my
It's just like
opinion.
we share other services with the county. You're gonna have to-
I don't see that. They've got their rules. What they do is theirs. Their setbacks and what they have is gonna be different than ours. So what's the sense of getting involved with them?
because
Our rules are gonna be different
the
than
developer
theirs.
puts up 20 grand, that has to be split between the towns.
You and Big Brother.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not in favor of working with Rotterdam on anything like that. They've got their own problems over there. They're the ones who caused this, put this on us. That's my opinion. Don't care what they look.
All right.
All right, you got anything else?
No, I'm good.
You
Okay.
got anything, Joe?
No,
You, Nick?
no.
All right, is there a motion to go in executive session?
Well, you gotta cancel the meeting first, don't you? Don't you have to get out of the meeting first?
No.
Go into executive session first.
Okay.
We're going in executive, is there a motion?
Yeah.
Is there a second? I'll second it, Crystal.
Councilman Jeffries.
Yes.
Councilman Gray.
Yeah.
Councilman Mora.
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito.
Yes. Thank you all for coming.